All right, I am not a YouTuber, camera guy, video guy, but I'll give you a quick walkthrough on these arches, on how they're built. So there are 24 arches made of 1 1/4 inch PVC. There are three 10-foot lengths to span the drive, and in the ground I have some black steel stakes driven down into the ground, and then these just sleeve down over them, and that seems to be working great so far. We had some wind literally the first night I had it up, even without the cross member supports, and they didn't even move. So hopefully that's going to work out. So to start with, we started at the fence here and did some zipping to the fence and that sort of thing on both sides, and then just worked our way out to the other end. We ran a stringer from the very end up to where we decided we could secure on this fence and use this side as our key. So then we went and drove in all the stakes, put in the pipes, and then the next day we came back and put in, I don't know if I can get you a good view of this or not, but up at the top we have eye bolts and a nut run through the joints, and then so we did that, ran those through on all the joints along the top, and then we took washers on either side, and then this 1/2 inch PVC, and all of that is strung on a 1/8 inch cable that I secured off to the fence over here and to a post on my deck on the other side, since it's mostly concrete on this back side. And then we strung it the whole length of it and staked it down at the end. And that's the structure of it. Now I still have some issues with things that I need to realign. Some of the pixels aren't quite exactly perfect, but I'm probably the only one that's going to notice. I have a hedge that's kind of in the way, so I don't know what I'll do with that, whether I'm going to trim off this edge or not, but I have a hedge that needs a bit work. And then out at the end we staked down, see if I can get out here somewhat quickly without making you too sick. Out at the end, it's just staked into the ground and tied up nice and tight there. And I have a couple of arches that are kind of I don't know, leaning the wrong ways here, but for the most part, as soon as we tightened up the you can see it if I lean into it here, but for the most part, when we tightened up the cables, it all straightened together and spaced perfectly. I did, again, like I posted, have to make some concessions on our spacing just due to the sidewalk, because it's a little wider than what we have. And then everything's powered from a long-range 4-port receiver from Holiday Coro, one of their smart receivers, working through the HinksPix Pro. I have that cord run around the side of the house, and it goes into my basement where I run the controller. The power injection boxes are a work in progress. Yeah, it's not powered up. That I just have them covered to keep the rain out, because I don't have the boxes watertight yet. Since I'm not using it, I figured it's fine to throw them in a bag. But using injection tees and custom wires and a few things like that. So to make it work, I'll take and show you one. So this works 6 arches off of a single port. So I run from this end. I started at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This would have been arch number 1 off of port 1. As you can see, I labeled the cable here. And it goes over, and then on this side, whenever it gets to the next arch, I indicated that I cut the positive line here between arch 1 and 2. And back to the other side, we inject after the second arch so that we pick up power, and this powers arch 2 and 3. We go across again over there, simple cable between the two, back over here, power between to power arch 4 and 5, and then we inject one more time at the very end. Pretty straightforward. Anyway, it is working great so far. I still have work, but I am loving this. Thanks for all the encouragement.